Thriving is far more than living, as existence is less than survival. In the abundance of water, a fool is always thirsty. That's why I always say, bury the fool in order to give birth to the wise. You have to understand something. That's why they refer to this planet as an astral plane of existence. Because they want you to think that you're existing on a lifeless rock. You're not. It's this conditioning that gives you this default negative mechanism that you revert to unconsciously that precludes you from receiving any high vibrational experiences. And it keeps you trapped in an vibrational environment that is conducive to the offering of these experiences continuing indefinitely, meaning more of the same, negative blockages, complications, hassles, just never ending. That's why when you attempt to break free from that environment, you're hit with distractions. Like, in other words, you know that you're moving out of there and you're moving forward, breaking away from it. And the darkness is going to be like, we will have none of that. So you're going to get hit with one distraction after another in the hopes that you tether your energy to it and it'll pull you down. Because it's designed to do that. To get you frustrated and upset. To make you angry and afraid. Exist in fear and fight. Turmoil, chaos, frenetic energy. That's why these things all of a sudden pop up the moment you start doing good. Because it's your unconscious self, the id, the primitive, that primordial element of that reptilian subconscious brain that you carry that says, we will not allow you to leave this darkness. Because it is not conducive to you doing that, because we cannot control you if you are gone. So therefore, they will trigger unconscious projections that you're not even aware of, and you'll start getting things sent to you, or you'll see things or experiencing things that pretty much are your worst fears being realized. But it's a good thing. The universe is allowing you to understand that you shouldn't have any fears at all, let alone your worst ones. So there would be no need for them to be realized. I myself, speaking from experience, have had this happen to me several times in my life, where I thought things would never go that way. And lo and behold, I'm standing right in front of it. And guess what? I created it. And I didn't even know I did it to myself. That is the power of energy and how it is used in a self-destructive manner for the forces of darkness against you. Because the darkness is not a power, it's a force. It's a force of destructive energy, but also in the sense of it being a prevalent energy, a part of the universe. It's there to guide you to the light. Because there are many levels of darkness, only some of which are evil. So you have to recognize that everything is actually acting in your benefit, on your behalf, favorable to you, as an asset, not a liability or a detriment, beneficial. It took me a long time to get here, and I'm still a work in progress, man. It took me a long time to take that seed, of realization and plant it in the soil in my sacred space and allow it to germinate and cultivate it and nurture it, and tend to it. It long ago, it took root, and the roots are still going deeper and deeper every single second of my life. That's the premise of this. To allow your soul to flourish, blossom, grow, and rise within the unlimited skies of your own limitless potential. You're a cosmic being. You can't limit yourself with these things. So when something pops up that seems to be running contrary to what you're looking to accomplish, just say thank you. And the second thing you don't do is you don't feed into it, because it's a distraction. It's like that little pugnacious kid on the playground saying, come on, hit me, hit me, hit me. And you're like, nah, man, I don't want to hit you. I don't want to get into a fight. I don't want to reduce myself to your level. No, I don't want to hear that. Hit me, punch me. And then they'll hit you first, in the hopes that you fight back and lower yourself to their level, and then boom, they got you dead to rights. That's exactly the way the universe works. But there is no evil plotting against you. That feeds into the separatism and the duality that they want you to believe. That stuff doesn't exist. This is source trying to get you to realize your unlimited potential that God has always seen in you all along, that you fail to see in yourself because you're trapped in a sea of darkness that has caused you to be lost and blinded and confused. And again, I'm in that same boat. Not to that point, I'm not, but sometimes it does pop up. Absolutely. And I learn from it. I'm like, wait a minute, man. I'm not falling for these patterns again. I know better. I'm too far along on my journey to be falling for something I fell for 25 years ago. Especially when it comes to situations involving money. That's a biggie. That's at the top of everybody's list, man. That's a big fear factor right there. If that money somehow is jeopardized and it'll go away, oh, you'll panic. And what happens is when you panic, you create a vibrational environment of panic, fear, paranoia, trepidation, doubt, uncertainty, and the universe can't reach you because you just lost your mind. You're not even being able to be seen by the angels and your guards and your guardians and your guides and such. They can't even help you. It's like you have a blender that's on high and you're asking your angels to reach in and grab you and pull you out. They're not going to do it because they'll just be pulverized. It's too much chaos going on inside there. We can't help you help yourself unless you're willing to help yourself. Again, as before, I've always said, God cannot force you to do anything against your will. Universal intervention can only go a certain amount of the way. In other words, God will take away that single solitary source of dependency, whatever it is. But if you are adamant about getting it back, then the universe can't help you. If you are hell-bent on destroying yourself, you're going to find a way to do it. That's why I did a video saying that you can never save someone from themselves, but you can most certainly ruin your life trying. That's exactly what it's about. So, just to let you know, when you're doing good and everything feels like it's changing, it's different, it's beautiful, it's brand new, don't think that there aren't forces out there that are not going to say, oh, heck no, we're not going to have this happen. This person's not leaving us. They're not going anywhere. We're going to throw things in front of you, distractions and obstacles to frustrate you, to wear you down, to fatigue you, to get you aggravated and upset, to lower your vibration. That's the way it rolls, man. That's exactly the way it rolls. So just recognize it's just a game. Learn how to play it. That's why these people that are the most evil in the entire universe have the most money, because they wrote the rules. They know how to manipulate the system. When the stock market crashes, it don't affect them. You don't see Hollywood being on the welfare line. It ain't gonna happen. I remember 4 years ago with that crazy scam going on, if you know what I'm talking about. All the mom and pop shops were all boarded up. Everybody had to stay locked down. Not Hollywood. They were out there with their tents having these gigantic catering parties. Hundreds and hundreds of people. None of these, they weren't wearing masks. And what they call the regular folks were looking at this stuff like, wait a minute, you're forcing us to do all this, but it doesn't apply to you? Because it was a scam. It was a big scam. That's why you don't hear about it in the news anymore, because it didn't work. Remember they told us that it was going to be with us forever? That it would never go away, that it stays on surfaces and it stays in the sky. And I remember they went so far as to say it stays glued to the air forever. And then that blew up in their face. Then they came up with another scenario, another story, and it just kept blowing up. You don't hear about it anymore. You don't even hear about any of it on the news anymore. Not one case of it pops up anymore. All of a sudden, magically just disappeared. And the reason why people don't do anything about it is because you have short-term memory. You can't focus long enough on anything. You've been programmed for that. And people these days just don't care about anything anymore. Just their own selves and money, unfortunately. But you got a lot of good people in the world that do. Thank God. And it's not to say that the people that aren't programmed can't be deprogrammed, because they can, if they want to. You just have to be willing to just separate yourself from the system. So as I've said before, thriving is far more than living. Existence is less than survival. Don't exist. Thrive in an environment that is conducive to the beneficial prosperity of your happiness, perpetually. That's really what this is all about. It's just a game anyway. Don't take it serious. You're not going to be here forever. If you didn't get it right, you'll come back. If you did get it right, you won't. Just as simple. If you completed the training course properly, then you graduate to the next training course and the next and the next. It is what it is. It always shall be. And it always has been. So in parting, I'd like to say, in the abundance of prosperity, a fool is always impoverished, because they operate in a vibrational environment that is not conducive to their perceptive lens seeing these things that are readily available to them anytime, anywhere. because they're operating in a prison that they created for themselves unnecessarily.